How an air fryer makes great bread possible. Air fryers have changed the way people bake. Normally, when you think of homemade bread, you imagine using an oven and kneading dough. But using an air fryer, you can make a solid loaf from just 4 basic ingredients: flour, yeast, salt, water, and skip kneading entirely. Because air fryers trap hot circulating air in a compact space, they produce a good crust without needing an oven's steam. And you don't use electricity for a big appliance. The method is cleaner, it uses less energy, and leaves out preservatives or additives. But even though it's simple, the quality of flour matters a lot. You'll get a different texture and flavor if you use all-purpose flour versus bread flour versus whole wheat. And yes, you will want to flour the dough well before shaping, so it doesn't stick to your hands or the surface. Essential equipment and setup. You will need basic tools you likely already have in a kitchen: a large mixing bowl, a spoon or spatula for stirring, an air fryer big enough to hold the dough in a round form, or a small cast iron or oven-safe metal bowl or pot that fits into the basket. Many people use an oven-proof metal bowl placed over the dough inside the air fryer to generate steam and help the crust develop. That makes the crust better and helps bake the loaf evenly. If your air fryer allows a thermometer, it helps you check internal bread temperature later. A bench scraper is handy for shaping sticky dough. And optionally, a wire rack is good for cooling. Ingredients that matter. You only need 4 ingredients here: flour, yeast, salt, and water. The yeast can be active dry or instant. If using active dry, dissolve it in warm water first. No oil or sugar is required, though some people add butter, seeds, herbs, or garlic depending on taste. I stick to 4 ingredients so there's no confusion or unnecessary filler. Just be sure your salt is measured carefully. It controls yeast activity and flavor. If you add extras like seeds or olive oil, you can, and I'll note how, but it's entirely optional. Mix dough, no knead start by measuring flour and salt in a big bowl. Combine thoroughly with a spoon or spatula. Add yeast. Then gradually pour in water toward the mixture as you stir. The goal is a wet, slightly sticky mass. Once the ingredients come together, continue stirring for 3 to 5 minutes until the dough is relatively smooth and everything is hydrated. You're not kneading, you're just mixing thoroughly. The dough will feel loose. That's fine. You're setting up gluten formation through time instead of manual work. After mixing, cover the bowl with a clean towel or plastic wrap and let it sit at room temperature for an hour. You'll see it increase in volume, usually about double. Shaping and second rise after 1 hour. Dust your countertop or work surface with flour. Scrape the dough gently from the bowl onto that surface. With floured hands or using a scraper, lightly pull the edges inward toward the center and fold the mass into a rough ball. This is often called a boule. It doesn't need to be perfect or tight, just roughly rounded. Place it back in the bowl or onto parchment if easier. Cover again with a towel and let it rise another 30 minutes. That second proof gives it structure before it hits the air fryer heat. Preheating and steaming technique. While the second rise is happening, preheat your air fryer to around 400 degrees Fahrenheit, 205 degrees Celsius. If your air fryer can't reach that high or heats unevenly, settling for 375 degrees to 390 degrees is okay. If you have a small oven-proof metal bowl or dish that fits inside the air fryer basket above the dough, you can fill it with a little hot water before placing the dough beneath. This creates steam. Steam keeps the crust from setting too quickly, helps the loaf expand better, and contributes to a golden, thin crust. But if you don't have that, you can just place the loaf directly in the basket. Baking the bread. Once the air fryer is fully heated and the dough has completed its second rise, place the dough inside. If you're using that little pot or pressing dish, you'll invert it over the dough or place it above loosely. Bake at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for around 25 to 30 minutes. At about 20 minutes in, check color. If it's a deep golden brown, you can remove the top cover, if using one, and let it finish crisping up for 5 more minutes. Baking time varies by air fryer model. Some heat faster or slower. When done, the top should be golden and firm. Bottom should feel hollow if you tap gently. Cooling and serving. Take it out carefully and place it on a wire rack. Let it cool for at least 20 minutes before slicing. This resting time helps the interior, the crumb, set so the bread doesn't turn gummy or dense. When it's fully cooled, you can slice it or tear pieces off. Serve it with butter, olive oil, or your favorite spread. It pairs nicely with soups, salads, sandwiches, or simply as toast. You can store it in an airtight container at room temperature. It stays fresh for about a day or 2. After that, it starts losing moisture. You can freeze slices individually if you need longer storage. Why it works without kneading. Not kneading means saving time and effort, but gluten still forms. Yeast activity and time let the dough relax and develop internal structure. That gives you soft crumb inside with a decent crust. Liquid ratio matters. The dough needs to be sticky, so gluten strands stretch over time. Too little water and it won't expand. Too much and it may collapse. This method thrives on balance. Mixing instead of kneading means the method is accessible for beginners or busy cooks, and lower effort is needed to yield a satisfying result. Optional variations: seeds, herbs, cheese. This is a basic loaf, but you can customize. You can stir in a handful of seeds like sesame, sunflower, or flax into the dough during mixing. Try chopped herbs, rosemary, thyme, oregano, or garlic powder for a savory version. For a soft cheese-studded bread, you can gently fold in small cubes of mild cheese. If you try variations, reduce added flour slightly to maintain moisture. Also reduce bake time by a couple of minutes if cheese starts to brown too fast. These tweaks don't change the overall process. Just add them as you mix. Detailed step-by-step instructions. Measure and combine dry ingredients, flour, yeast, salt, in a large bowl. Stir well. Slowly add water while stirring until all flour is hydrated. Stir for 3 to 5 minutes until dough is cohesive. Cover and rest 60 minutes. Dough should nearly double in size. Dust work surface with flour, shape dough into a rough ball, boule. Cover and rest another 30 minutes. Preheat air fryer to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Place water-filled oven-proof dish for steam if you have one. Transfer dough to air fryer basket. Place steam dish on top if using. Bake 25 to 30 minutes, checking color around 20 minutes. Remove top cover for last 5 minutes if needed. Remove bread, cool on wire rack 20 minutes before slicing. Recipe summary table. Component US, measurement metric. Measurement flour, all-purpose or bread. 3 cups, approximately 360 grams. 360 grams, instant yeast, 1/4 teaspoons, 4 grams, salt, 1 teaspoon, 6 grams, water warm, 100 degrees Fahrenheit, 1/4 cups, 300 milliliters. Optional oil or butter, for brushing, 1 teaspoon, 5 milliliters. Serves, about 1 medium loaf. Make 6 to 8 slices, depending on slice thickness. Preparation time. Mixing, 5 minutes. First rise, 60 minutes. Shaping, 5 minutes. Second rise, 30 minutes. Baking, 25 to 30 minutes. Total active time, about 15 minutes. Total elapsed time, about 2 hours. These are estimates based on generic all-purpose flour and no added fat or sugar. If you change flour type or add butter or oil, nutrition will shift. What the crust and crumb will be like. The air fryer gives you a crisp, medium-thick crust, not as thick as a very crusty artisan oven loaf, but enough to give a nice bite. The interior will be soft and slightly moist, with an open crumb structure, small to medium air pockets. It's not heavy or chewy. The crumb feels light thanks to the no-knead approach and minimal handling. If you add whole wheat or rye flour, crumb becomes denser and crust darker. Seeds or cheese will slightly alter texture and flavor. Just keep proportions reasonable. Tips to make it turn out well every time. Use measured weights where possible, cups vary. If you use a kitchen scale, you'll get more consistent results. Make sure water is warm, around 95 to 105 degrees Fahrenheit, 35 to 40 degrees Celsius. Too hot kills yeast, too cold slows it. Keep dough covered during rests. Avoid drafts or temperature swings. A warm, stable spot is ideal. Don't try to shape too soon after mixing. Wait for the first rise. That rest lets gluten form. If your dough is too runny or slack, add a tablespoon or 2 of flour, but don't overdo it. If too stiff, add a tablespoon of water. Check bread internal temperature if you have a thermometer. It should be around 190 to 200 degrees Fahrenheit, 88 to 93 Celsius when fully baked. Cool fully before slicing so it doesn't turn gummy. Why it's healthy and cleaner. This bread uses no additives or preservatives. You control ingredients. No sugar, no fats unless you choose to add them. You can use whole wheat flour, organic flour, or sprouted grain flour if you like. It's a simple recipe that relies on fermentation rather than extra flavor enhancers. The lack of kneading means you don't oxidize nutrients through heavy mixing, and baking in an air fryer uses less electricity than heating a full conventional oven. It's a small step toward minimalist cooking with cleaner results. Frequently asked questions, embedded answers in text. Can I substitute whole wheat flour? Yes, but expect a denser crumb, heavier loaf, and shorter rise. Use up to half whole wheat mixed with white flour for best results. Do I need to knead at all? No, not with this method. Time and yeast replace manual kneading. Can I use active dry yeast instead of instant? Yes. Proof it in warm water, 100 degrees Fahrenheit, with a pinch of sugar for 5 to 10 minutes until foamy. Then proceed. Question: what if my dough overproofs? If it looks gassy or collapses, deflate and shape again, then give it a shorter second rise. Question: how do I store leftovers? In an airtight container at room temperature up to 2 days, or freeze slices individually in plastic freezer bags. Closing thoughts. This no-knead air fryer bread gives you a basic, adaptable loaf with minimal effort. 4 ingredients, no fuss, and results that taste far better than store-bought sandwich bread. Moist crumb, golden crust, and simplicity make it ideal for breakfast toast, sandwich slices, soup dipping, or a side with any meal. You can tweak it by adding seeds, herbs, or cheese, or alter flour type. But even plain, it's honest bread. Straightforward, reliable, and flavorful. If you've never baked bread before or want something quick and homemade, this method is forgiving, cost-effective, and surprisingly rewarding.